seems like deja vu. We seem to be starting these vlogs, whatever you want to call them, with Covd most weeks. So I think most people are aware today is the 8th. Yesterday we were notified that a player had tested positive. Obviously the player had shown symptoms, so we asked him to go and get tested, or he went and got tested, and he has. And that's come back positive, which has now put us into a situation where we are testing everybody. So people that are around the club, people that have interacted with that player. So far one player is tested positive, 4 tests have come back negative. So we'll see where that lands us. Currently that means that we can field a squad. Obviously, as today and tomorrow progress, we'll have the other results from the other players. We social distance on the bench, there's controls inside. We've done everything we can to limit it. I don't believe this will be the last time Covd touches the club during this pandemic. People have to go out and work, they have to go out and interact with people, and even when you're doing the right things, you're wearing your mask when you're sitting down, when you're moving around, you take it off when you're sitting down, all those kind of things. You're still going to interact with people on at some level, and there's no way of 100% ensuring that that you don't have symptoms. Why would you not go somewhere if you weren't showing any symptoms? So it's just one of those things. We have to deal with it. Hopefully we'll be lucky, and hopefully it will just be affecting this one player. That's our current stance. So far the news has been pretty good with results coming back in. It's only 9:51, so we've only had the first few come back, so that could change today. You might find that 70% of the squad test positive, they have to go into self-isolation, and obviously wouldn't be able to field a team. But we can only put out the news, or only put out the statements to what we have at the moment, what the situation is at the moment. And currently, as we are today, we're still okay to play. The EFL have players that test positive. As long as the rest of the squad test negative, they're continuing to play. So if we are following that elite model, that's what we're going for, making sure that until someone has a positive or negative test result, they are self-isolating, but they are going out there and getting those tests. So we'll see. If we hear anything more, the fans will get to know straight away. So a bit of an update from where we were yesterday. We now have 1 player that's positive, 7 players that are okay to play. Management team and some of the backroom staff, some of those guys have also tested positive. So we're pretty much now waiting for other tests to come through so that we can actually field a squad for the game. It's been a pretty hectic day, understanding where we're at and what we can do, and whether we draft in some youth players or etc and things like that. So I mean the crux of it is it's got to be safe. We don't want people on the site that are waiting for tests, even though they're not positive. They could be positive, so until they've come back with a clean test, we don't want them on site. That's for our safety as well as the safety of the away team. And we also don't want to hang around too long, because everyone wants to know what's going on. We don't want them to start travelling and then have to cancel. But on the flip side of that, we what we don't want to do is call the game now, and then come 6 o'clock we get a raft of tests that come back negative, which means the players would be okay to play. So it's quite frustrating, but it has to be done. And I think I said yesterday, I doubt this is the first or the last time that us or any other clubs will be in this situation. We're happy that people have kept to the protocols, but if we can't field a squad, we can't field a squad. So that's where we're at. Okay, so last night we had a scheduled board meeting. Obviously, as most people will be aware, from a Kettering Town point of view, you wouldn't be surprised to hear that meeting was pretty much 99% about the Covd situation. and what our response is going to be, what we're going to do, and understanding from our COVID officer what was happening, and whether or not we were doing things as we should do. So we're just reaffirming most of that. There was some general day-to-day news, but I've clipped some bits. But here it is.
Nice thumb.
Martin, when you look at the risks of transmission, they're talking about if you're higher if you're indoors, obviously, but to be in close proximity with someone who for 15 minutes or more.
Yeah.
Most of that time we were a metre plus apart. It reduced when we were at the top of the stairs, and that was probably 2 or 3 minutes, and then we went down.
Yeah. So there's not much more you can do other than say to the player, don't come in for 14 days.
And I think the thing with it is, whereas a player might say, well, I feel fine, and he might say it because he genuinely does feel fine. If the temperature check is taken, he's got no control over that, has he? If he's under temperature, he's going to get picked up. I think on it, all we can do is say we'll prepare a statement.
Yeah.
So who would that be, Mick?
Thomas.
Have you got the phone numbers? Ken's got the phone numbers if you haven't.
Is that something you can run with, Mick?
Yeah.
It's like I was saying to the guys, though, the reality of it is making the assumption that that's where we could have caught it down the pub, down the bookies, down to wherever.
Well, don't know what we can be expected to do there then, haven't we? In fact, we've probably done more.
Tuesday night, Saturday, there was one championship team, I think it was. 3 players arrived, were told they tested positive, were told to leave, and the game went ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably where we are on the COVID, unless anyone's got any comments or questions. Embarrassment, annoyance, whatever, we have the right to ban him.
With your successes in the fact that he went to these schools, could we do a billboard of you? And so he called me and said, hey, can we do a billboard of me, and can I represent South Bend Lions? And it's like, go, man.
Yeah.
So kind of nice South Bend Lions promotion for us as well.
No, that's good. When I was at school, they had a problem with people attending school. So they brought in a initiative where if you got 100% attendance for a term, you got cinema vouchers.
Ah.
They were off peak, so you could only go during the day. So the truancy rate then went down the following month. So they stopped it, but it was a good idea while it lasted.
It was a good idea while it lasted. So their big win down the road might be partnering with us right now, because they may get a bigger sponsor down the road.
Well, Matt, it just depends on the people in leadership, whether they want to look short-term or long-term.
Right.
For me, if there's nothing more pressing. Richie, I know we're kind of...
Do we have any update on when the jerseys might be coming in? Well, consider that your second kick.
Which we will discuss on another call.
So is there a flyer, or is it a web-based piece for the pumpkin carving?
We're going to put all the information on the website, so there's a central point. Eventually, we will put a flyer together, and that will be able to be circulated. But we'll launch it using a bit of social media, just so the zoo and other people can retweet that and give it a bit of a kick, and then from there we'll do more things. So we may well get to a point where we've got flyers and things like that sorted.
No.
There were none last night, and it didn't. If it was noted and acted on by the, you couldn't book a test.
Doctor! Exterminate!
Dalek's back.
So